Hi everyone. Hello to all of you and a very good evening. Welcome to the session. If you can please let me know I'm properly audible or not, that would be great. So those who are watching me for the first time, I'm Niharika John Mehra, your faculty of English, and I have been teaching English for more than 10 years. Now here on this channel, my classes are on 1:30 p.m. classes are on Mondays, um, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, they are EPFO practice classes. Then daily 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday, we have editorial analysis where we go through the editorial in all possible manner because we do vocabulary. Then we work on the grammar part. We are learning and practicing how to skim, with a super important skill that you must have. That's gonna help you even in descriptive. Like if you wanna check your own essay quickly, that's how it's gonna happen, and we have some MCQs. So this is a great session going on for all of you, and I hope that you all seriously attend and regularly attend this. तो जल्दी से like और share कर दो. In the description, there is a link of a Telegram group where all the PDFs are made available. Please check it out and join our Telegram. Okay? So subscribe to the channel as well if you are new here. We are going to skim. Try to focus on subject and verb. Don't translate, don't try to lip sync or pronounce the words which you are unable to, because you just need to have a look at it. Not every word needs to be pronounced if you want to understand the meaning of the whole article. This is the editorial taken from the Hindu, and you must understand the main theme, the main point conveyed by the author after reading the given lines. And today we have a shorter one. Okay, so anyways, आप लोगों को ध्यान से पढ़ना तो है, but not word by word, but like a picture, like an advertisement if you would read. Okay, this is skimming. So I'll give you 2.5 minutes to go through it. I'll scroll for you. Yesterday someone said, ma'am, timer के पीछे कुछ छुप रहा है. I'm gonna scroll the whole passage for you. Okay, as per I find it's gonna work for you people. So as per that, please start reading now. In one line, if you can give me the overall of this passage, that would be great. Chalo. So, a very different theme article today. Stories from the heart on Heartland and the Booker Prize 2025. So we are gonna see the story behind somebody receiving this prize. Banu's Booker will help regional languages gain global recognition. So now it is also about getting a chance to represent oneself, other regional languages on global platform. The marginalized have come to the fore. That means those who are less in number and strength, now they are coming in the front, or they are coming to the fore where everyone can have their eyes on them. With Banu Mushtaq winning the International Booker Prize for 2025. In a first for Kannada, Mushtaq and her translator Deepa walked away with the top honors on Tuesday night in London for Heartland. So this is the composition, of course, because we are saying for this one, for this reason, they received this facilitation honors. This is also the first time in the history of the prize that a collection of short stories has won. So probably Heartland is a collection of short stories, and this is also a first time win for such a collection. Reaching walls, breaking ceilings, enduring angry outbursts. Now all these are where Mushtaq chronicles the lives of Muslim women and their anxiety. So stories are about them. Her stories are also peopled by clueless husbands. So there are more characters like clueless husbands, children who are like monkey without tails, very naughty, loving, and sometimes overbearing. Grandmoms are there, muscular brothers, and Molvi. So these are the characters that we get to see in her book. But as Mushtaq has said in interviews, the narratives are primarily about women. So the main story is about the women and how religion, society, politics demand unquestioning obedience from them. Something it's not even a choice for them. Without asking anything, they have to obey. That is what Mushtaq has represented in her book. And in doing so, inflict inhuman cruelty upon them. And when they do so to the women, they inflict some kind of cruelty which is not at all what a human deserves. She writes with candor and wry humor, very nice adjectives. Candor is very honesty, even if it hurts someone, it's okay. That kind of honesty is candor. And wry means it has some kind of irony. So the humor that is, it is not fantasy, but it is actually sarcasm. Even as the women are often struggling to stay afloat with their backs against the wall. So when we have our backs against the wall, that means हम मजबूर होते हैं, कोई मजबूर होता है, then we use this. Okay, we don't have any other way to go. In her moving acceptance speech, Mushtaq harped on the power of words. Harped on here means she mentioned the power of words to create a world where every voice is heard, every story matters, and every person belongs. So through words, she thinks this could be done. Showering praise on Kannada, she said that it is a language that signs of resilience and nuance. Now, resilience is toughness because of the flexibility, and nuance, they are the small things. They matter, okay? It's not that they create difference. Very small thing that could create a difference. For example, in Hindi, if I use this and this is a nuance. This is the sound of z. This is the sound of j. But people often confuse both of the sounds. So these are called nuances. Okay. So it is a language that signs of resilience and nuance. And to write in Kannada is to inherit a legacy. Now this is her words because it's in quotation. So to write in this language is to inherit, to get it from the generation, a legacy of cosmic wonder and earthly wisdom. So wisdom that is of the earth and wonder that belongs to the cosmos, Brahman. The 77-year-old Mushtaq hails from Hassan in Karnataka, like another illustrious writer, Raja Rao, who wrote in Kannada, English, and French. So here is a comparison made. There is another one who wrote in regional language, just like Raja Rao. She comes from this small place. Mushtaq, a lawyer and activist, was inspired to write after hearing the pain, suffering, and helpless life. So we get to know this writer is actually a lawyer and an activist, and she was inspired to write after she got to know pain and suffering and how helpless these women were. She interacted with them. The radical translation by Basti. Now you see, we read about her, Deepa Basti. So here we just get to read her surname. So and she translated it. So radical translation, it means it was crude. Jaisa hai waisa hi. By Basti was praised by jury chair Max Porter, who said it ruffles language to create new textures in a plurality of Englishes. Now, please understand there is no such a typical word like English ka plural Englishes. But we all know there are different types of English spoken, written all around the world. So this is what the jury chair, the one who was heading the jury panel, he said that it ruffles language. Ruffles means to disarrange, to create new textures in a plurality where it's not just single-minded, but it's actually what was written in English, all types of English. Heartlam's Booker, just 3 years after Gitanjali Shri won for Tomb of Sand. So there was another person, another win, should open doors for India's rich regional language to gain a wider readership. So the here author is trying to highlight how there is not just one, but we also have a former victory to celebrate that was related to regional languages, books written in regional languages. Mushtaq follows a trail of writers, that means a long line of writers such as Murugan, Chanbag, and all the names. So this is what I want to teach you. If a question is asked, then I will go and read all the names. Sometimes names could be really hard for me to pronounce because I may not have heard or met anyone. So I cannot waste my time in reading all the names. I saw there was one name and then there was 4 other names. I'll just skip. Writers who observe the human condition in a socio-political context, politics and society mixed, with their translators ensuring the rhythms of the original language are not lost. And even the translators are so that they are making sure that the main message remains intact. In a world that often tries to divide people, Mushtaq said that the literature remains one of the last sacred spaces where we can live inside each other's minds. So here is the statement with which author is closing this article. What Mushtaq said, that language, literature, not language, literature, books and dramas and all that relates. It is one of the last sacred spaces. Sacred spaces here means it's something it should not be changed, where we can live inside each other's minds, if only for a few pages. Even if it's just for a few pages, we get to see the experience and understand the thoughts and the suffering and the achievements, everything good and bad that's happening with other people. It is the only place that can embrace stories from unheard corners. Literature is the only place where stories could be heard which were never meant to be heard, maybe, and translations that defy borders. And translations that defy borders here, it means that because written in regional language, it is not limited only to be read in a region, because translators are doing a great job and the translations are making the books reach, the literature reach even to the other places in different languages. Okay, so a very offbeat topic today, right? Let's do some vocabulary. Marginalized is oppressed, sidelined because of the number, maybe because of the fact that there was some history attached to how they were treated. उन्हें हम marginalized बोलते हैं. Breaching is breaking through something, उल्लंघन करना, violating, penetrating. Candor is openness. Now, imandari, it is honesty, of course, frankness, but with sincerity, and even the most cruel thing could be mentioned here plainly. Wry is mocking, a humor, it is a type of humor which is actually ironic. Plurality is bahulta, that is state of being diverse. You get to see multiple impacts, multiple sides, multiple thoughts, multiple interpretations. So that is called plurality. Being plural in the sense. Nuance, or it is a subtle difference in the meaning, distinction, but minor, but still yet it's still important. Ruffle is to make something uneven. Often you might have heard that children ruffle the whole house. That means सब कुछ अस्त व्यस्त कर देते हैं. Okay, so agitate, disarrange, putting anything anywhere. Resilience is ability to recover from difficulties. Strength that lies in flexibility. I repeat, that kind of endurance, toughness that exists in being flexible. उसे resilience बोलते हैं. Illustrious is very well known for past achievements, eminent, renowned. Defy is अवहेलना करना, to challenge, to oppose, to say no, not following. Chronicles are the records or the narratives. Now, if you chronicle something as a verb, you make a record of something. So it depends ये verb noun की तरह use कर रहे हो कि verb की तरह use कर रहे हो. Okay. Cosmic relates to the universe. Now, not literal universe always, but sometimes हम बोलते हैं ना, this was meant to be. It was cosmic. Yeah, I mean, people say that it was celestial, written in the sky, universal. तो उसे हम cosmic बोलते हैं. It's now your turn to answer some questions. I'll first teach you something. Now, the marginalized have become. This is a classic rule of using the with adjective without a noun, where noun is understood. So, this always gives you plural meaning. It acts as a plural noun. And hence, the verb that we use is also as per the plural noun. The rich, the poor, the marginalized, okay, the enthusiastic. Now you are only using adjective, but it is understood कि आप marginalized people की बात कर रहे हो, and that's why have is correct here. Okay, this is a rule based on which we have seen a lot of questions in error detection. Spot the parallelism in this sentence. Spot, tell me where parallelism is used in this sentence. Preaching, breaking, enduring. Okay? Preaching, breaking, enduring. This is how Mustaq chronicles. Okay? So, breaching walls, breaking ceilings, and enduring angry outbursts. This is what all Mustaq faced. She had to go to, large extent. Okay? So, this is how it is. Next question. Part of speech. it's acting as adjective. It is present participle acting as adjective. Okay? No. So you see, her acceptance speech. How was the speech? How was the noun? Anything that describes the noun is an adjective. Okay? So ing words are main verbs, they are gerunds, they are also adjectives at certain places. Here it is an adjective. Hmm. Subject and main verb of the marked statement. Hart Lamb's Booker, just 3 years after Gitanjali won for this, should now the prize, the Booker Prize that was won because of, or that was won for Heartland. Now, Booker here, the name of the prize is the subject. This kind of Booker won by such a book should open. So, technically, Booker is here. No, here Booker, the word Booker is only the one that is subject. Whenever you have apostrophe s, it has nothing to do with subject verb agreement. Okay, please remember this. You may have teachers, a teacher's case, Heartland's Booker. Okay, it could be anything. So apostrophe s के साथ में a noun, that noun is the main governing and the only subject to be considered. Hmm. Okay. Part of speech. It's a verb. Translations that defy. It is verb for the noun translation. So, tone here is celebratory and reflective. That's the tone because we are celebrating the award, this prize we have won. Also, it is reflective of what more we can do. Okay. Banu Mushtaq's Heartland has made history by winning. This is a summary. So we start with what happened by winning the 2025 International Booker Prize. This is the first for the language and also as per a short story collection. दोनों category में it is the first. With Deepa's translation, Mustaq's stories center around Muslim women. Now this was the theme portraying their oppression in her strength. Her writing, marked by candor and wry humor, illuminates themes of social, religious, political injustice. So, little bit about the book as described in the passage. Why this win is so important? Because it marks a milestone for Indian regional languages. Author is encouraging. He is like in the view that this is an encouragement for Indian regional languages. Echoing earlier, echoing means reminding. यहाँ पे इसकी पहले वाली सक्सेस की भी गूंज देखने को मिल रही है, affirms the power of translation to give voice to the unheard. चलो, let's do some questions. Of course, the answer is B. It is the first short story collection in Kannada to win the prize. So, the language and the main thing about the book. Next question. Answer is C, no doubt. According to Mr. what theme primarily drives the narratives in Heartland? Obedience demanded by women from women by religion, society, and politics. Unquestionable obedience, by the way, that was the exact word that we got to read there. Okay, what does jury chair Max Porter mean when he is mentioning ruffling language? So it is B. Translation challenged linguistic norms to create new expressive forms because new textures. This was what was written in the passage. Answer to this one is C. What significance does Mushtaq attribute to Kannada language in her acceptance speech? A language full of resilience and philosophical depth. She praised. Answer is C. What underlying hope does the editorial express through Mustak's win? The hope is global recognition and readership for India's regional languages. Sixth question. Is the answer. Mushtaq stories, of course, which stories is the antecedent and it is not a human being. Hence, stories which center on Muslim women facing what political oppression have received wide acclaim for what? For international critics and readers alike. One. This one should be interesting. Anyone? Answer the seventh question. Waiting to see who gets it right. Yes, absolutely right. So when you use the word ability, and if you want to use of, you need to name the person जिसकी ability आप बात कर रहे हो, okay? But when you want to name the ability itself, then you say 2 plus V1, okay? So the radical translation by Basi praised by the jury for its ability to do something. Okay, so just काम की ability है, it will be represented in infinitive form. To retain the rhythm of the original language was lauded as a masterpiece. Answer to the eighth one is B, the power, because we are explaining the power, it's a specific power. Her speech, deeply moving and inspiring, speech reflects what? The power of words, not a random power out of many powers. So a power will give the wrong impression here. It will make not any sense. So the power of words to bridge cultures and unite. Okay, to bridge and unite, parallelism maintain disparate communities. Very simple. While literature continues to be a medium through which stories are heard, it serves subject verb agreement classic rule. It serves as a mirror to what? A mirror to experience, but collective experience. Mirror to something. This is a mirror to reality. This is the mirror to freedom. Anything but mirror के साथ वाला to है ये. And I explained, I think, yesterday how 2 is not just found only with V1 but other things as well. Experiences nahi hoga, I will tell you why nahi hoga. We are not sure that it is a single experience. Anyways, the word collective experience is given. That shows experience is used as an uncountable noun here. Now, experience can be used as countable as well, but collective word is it's hinting that this one, this time it is uncountable. Answer to this one is E. The translator ensured that the prose, that means the stories, retained its emotional texture while adapting the text for English speaking audience while translation. Nothing wrong. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. And I would love to see you guys soon in another session. So, tomorrow we have 2 sessions here on this channel, 1:30 EPFO practice, and the next class 8 p.m. is going to be this session, editorial session. Okay, don't forget to join our Telegram. Also, make sure